Okay, so my next question then, this is just following in this because this is very fascinating to me. One of the things that I'm very focused on learning about and just exploring both within myself and in modern science and in ancient literature and ancient mythology and stuff is this idea of ascension,
Mm-hmm.
and what that means, because it means something different to everybody. It seems like ascension meaning like, just raising your vibration and living a better life, to all the way to like the whole world passes into another dimension and we all become 5D beings. Or ascension, kind of like a very more direct, like Jesus, you put in the effort, you do the work, and you can start to, experience greater and greater levels of miracles. Like many people are experiencing miracles every day, but getting to that point where you can experience the walking on water or raising people from the dead, or, levitating and flying around and that sort of thing. And so I'm really curious, like, as far as this like hybrid children thing goes, I mean, do you see in the future or foresee any sort of like anybody possibly developing any kind of what you might call like super normal abilities, or becoming like X-Men, like mutants in that sense, or like being able to do things that would be considered by scientists today to be impossible?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, it's just classic siddhas, right? The experience of having like these spontaneous, whatever your spontaneous siddha or gift is to arise through your awakening process. And I definitely think that it's possible. I mean, people are having these experiences. One of the teachers that I liked for a while, one of his students fully mastered teleportation. And he was caught on like Japanese news, like teleporting, like in like a metro or whatever, to the degree that like he is famous in Japan for doing this. And his siddha spontaneously awoke in him. And it was this, I mean, it's different for each person. There was some earthquake in Japan, and the whole like kind of town was like in shambles and crumbled and people were dying. So it just all of a sudden came up in him so that he could teleport these people to the hospital and back.
Ah,
Like,
but did
boom,
he lose
no,
the ability after?
no.
So he can still do this now?
Yeah.
Could we have him on a call and have him teleport into my room, like on a camera?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know him personally, but
Okay.
yeah. He's famous there, and like he does like group circles of like with hundreds of people and like teaches and everything like
Whoa.
that. But he had done, before this happened, he had done a crap ton of deep, spiritual work and like gone through it. And I think that that's like a big part of it is, again, we as more sensitive indigos or crystals, like we can perceive the reality where we do those kinds of things. And so it's like, oh, I'm so close because I can feel it. And what I've realized over the years is it's like there is a chop wood, carry water. There is a dedication and discipline to the practices over time. And there is a humility required to look at these other parts of ourselves, like literally like, okay, my ancestral this, or like my childhood this, and like looking at that and doing those different pieces and making sure to express our gifts. So it's practical, like on a very human level, and then doing the deep esoteric work. I feel like it's required. I mean, there's some people that just like are anomalies and that's cool, but it's a very rare percentage. It does require the work to get there. And the thing is the work is what helps the people be able to handle it when they have the gifts or when they have the experiences, like certain, like that one sober DMT thing that I said earlier of, this contact simultaneously and all this happening. That wasn't even on plant medicine, but it required me to have had enough different kinds of experiences in dream time and done enough different kinds of meditations to be able to handle that experience. And so I think that that's another piece that's important too, is the work along the way is the prerequisite so that when these bigger things happen, we can handle it, like all of a sudden I can like talk and see like into complete other dimensions and I can't turn it off, like these kinds of experiences, we need to know how to navigate that. And that's what these steps along the way teach us. And so for me, it's finding paths towards that. There's so many different paths towards, right, awakening and ascension. And for me, it would be like these activation of my soul potential, my genetic potential, which would then, I don't know what that looks like because I'm not fully there yet, but it would be to the point where I perceive myself as beyond this incarnation, but in all time spaces simultaneously is like this greater soul experience. And because I understand my universal infinity and oneness, I can create reality. Like I'm a creator being at that point.